Hello and welcome to the show. We're back on Forza 7 today, trying to build another road car to beat our 80s Datsun. Now, the car I have selected today is my favourite of the Porsche 911s. This, the GT2, and I think it might stand a chance of beating the race car. Possibly. It is relatively small, it should be pretty damn agile. We can get, well, I don't particularly like it as much, but we can get a wide body kit on the car, we'll get some massive tyres on here, we can get the car to be relatively light. Put it all together, this should be a recipe for a pretty damn fast car. The only downside is, well, being rear engine has its advantages in terms of traction, has its disadvantages in terms of a lot of weight over the back of the car, and we might not have the best turning to the corners. Now, the GT2 isn't too bad with Forza's notorious rear engine handling issues, but it might still cause issues when we're on a very, very technical circuit. So the first thing we shall do is get the cars onto the required tyres, the Sport Compound tyres. There's no point in putting on as big a tyres as possible because we're going to get bigger ones when we put the body kit on. Now, as I said, I don't particularly like this body kit. Truth be told, I think the car looks amazing as it is from standard. This kit just doesn't, it slightly ruins the Porsche for me a little bit. However, the wider tyres are going to be needed. It is as simple as that. So in the pursuit of speed, we're going to go for the body kit. Also, in terms of engine, we are going to swap it. I know it might be a little sacrilege, but we are going to put a 4.5 litre V8 into the car. It's considerably lighter than the standard engine. And that's going to help us. We want to get the weight down, and it helps us a little bit with weight distribution as well. I will come back to other bits and pieces on the car later on. We can get a pretty mighty wing on the go here. It gives us more downforce and it is needed, but it's still a little bit... Yeah, I'm not a lover of this particular kit. However, these parts are required if we're going to be getting the car as fast as possible. Front tyres, 305s on this. That is what we want to see from the Porsche. Rear tyres, 365. So what I said about the Viper with the big rear tyre, this has also got some beastly rear tyres. And this is very good news for us in terms of, well, having any chance of getting to that Datsun. We are going to, of course, stick on all of these race parts. I don't know how light the Porsche are going to get. The GT2 will be a fairly stripped out car to begin with, so I don't think we'll have sort of 3 stages of weight reduction to go through. We'll probably have 1, maybe we will have 2. The roll cage is going to add some weight, but we want that extra chassis rigidity. Come on, we'll get through all of this. Yeah, roll cage is going to add, it's only going to add 84 pounds, and I'm hoping that with this we can take it. Oh, we do get 2 stages. Ooh, we can get it right down to the weight limit. 2,401 pounds. Spot on. Now, it's likely to get a little bit heavier because we will probably turbocharge the engine. Although then we can save some weight with the exhaust and that kind of stuff. Stick with, yeah, we're probably going to want twin turbos rather than the centrifugal supercharger. I don't think I've ever used the centrifugal supercharger on this engine. Yeah, we'll grab the turbos. PI-wise, we are looking pretty good. We've not really touched the engine too much, and we're at 830 PI, so we're pretty close to the Datsun. But we are, I guess, fairly close to finishing off the build. Now, we're likely to see around about the 900 horsepower mark from this engine, which is pretty good. 900 horsepower, pretty damn helpful in a car. Now, the exhaust is going to take it below the minimum weight for our vehicles here. However, the intercooler will then put it back above, so we're not going to worry too much about that just yet, unless, unless the intercooler doesn't put it back above, and then we will worry about it. So, maximum turbos up to 860 horsepower. Intercooler will put us back above the weight limit. Now, it does give us a fair amount of power, this. I'm kind of contemplating... I didn't bother with the intercooler or oil and cooling on the Viper because... the power, say the power difference, it's not too much weight. It's less than 100 pounds, and it's a fair amount of power. It's 54 horsepower, so we'll go with that. 900 horsepower in the Porsche. We'll get some more weight out with the flywheel. So, big tyres, Very big tyres on the car. We should have plenty of downforce as well from all of the various aero gubbins. Traction should be good. Traction should be very good in this car. The concern, rear engine, that weight distribution could throw the car off a little bit for some of the more technical sections. But I do think this Porsche stands a serious chance. If it can't beat the Datsun, it might give the Viper a real worry. So, we have come to the Lime Rock alternate circuit with our Porsche, where I am going to have 6 laps to try and go faster than a 55.3 set by the Datsun race car. Our fastest road car, the SRT Viper, was a 56.5, although that was with a... There's a couple of tenths in that. There was definitely a couple of tenths in that run. I just couldn't quite string everything together. Still slightly annoyed by that, but there we go. Yeah, this will be quick. It's quite how the front end is going to behave. That is the concern with this car. We're going to have a monstrous power-to-weight ratio. In fact, this will probably be the first car that's beaten the Datsun in terms of power-to-weight ratio. The Datsun was at 740 horsepower, exactly 2,400 pounds. This, okay, is like 40 pounds heavier than the Datsun, but it has 900 horsepower. So the power-to-weight ratio is there. The acceleration in this car is there. And the traction is there as well. The bigger questions, brakes, how good are those? Not bad, probably on par with the Vipers. In fact, the traction up over that crest is very, very good. Even the Viper was spinning the wheels slightly on that part. The Porsche, no such issues. A little bit of a corner cut from me, my bad. Not that this lap is important, because this is all a warm-up lap, if you like. It's how much the understeer is going to hurt us around here. That's the big important question. It's a 58.3 on the first lap. That is fast. That is a second quicker than we saw from the rolling start lap from the Viper, I think. So maybe, just maybe, this is going to be a car that is capable of beating the Datsun, although I probably shouldn't speak too soon, having only got on to the second lap. The traction from this thing is incredible. It really is. Remarkable how good this car is getting out. Oh, I say it's remarkable how the car is getting out of the corner. It's what we were. Brush the tyre bundle a little bit on the climb up there. It's what we need from the car. You know, we need the car to be very, very good getting out of these corners if it's going to keep up with that Datsun. In all honesty, when I picked that the Datsun, I did not think it was going to be as fast. I thought it was going to struggle around this circuit. You know, it's a ludicrous car from the 80s with far too much power and little weight. But the Datsun had remarkable traction, so anything that's going to beat it will have to have a similar kind of level. 57.1 from our Porsche. It was a very, very scruffy lap, that one. The tyres will be warming up nicely now. If we can keep everything together, I definitely think we'll beat the Viper. We might get this into the 55s. Whether it will be enough, though, that is the question. Oh, it's a little bit eager on the throttle out of there. We've wasted time slightly with the frantic spinning of the wheels. I put a wheel on the grass in the braking zone. I'm playing it very, very close with the tyre bundles. Clobbered the curb on the climb up there. No, it's not a good lap, this one, either. It's kind of throwing it around the circuit. It's not responding so well to all of that. Okay, easy does it into this final corner. We're maintaining pretty good speed around the final turn. Probably not the fastest car, but it's not too shabby whatsoever. 56.9 again from a scruffy lap. There is still more speed to come from the car, but I'm not sure. I think it was a very, very good lap from the standing start we got with this. I don't think we've quite got the pace to find the time needed to go against the Datsun now. I know my mind's changed in a couple of laps, but I am liking the Porsche. I am liking the Porsche very, very much. It's a brutal car. It's a very brutal car on that acceleration. I just fear we haven't got the grip we need through these corners. It's just not quite going to be enough. Though that's neat and tidy through the chicane. This has been a much, much better lap for the 911. Come on, get on that power as soon as we dare. This is more like it. This is much more like it. What are we going to see from the lap time? 56.5. It's gone. Very similar time to the Viper. Now, where are we going to find any lap speed? Oh, it's almost wheeling out of that corner. Wheel on the curb can do odd things to these rear-engine cars. Don't necessarily want to be running across them unless we really have to. We don't want to be... No, there, it's done it again. As I'm really pushing this car, the front is slightly coming off the... Well, it's not coming off the ground, but it's unloading the front, and then the car's suddenly just being carted across the circuit. Had very little control. That's a shame, because that was looking like a lovely first sector. It's not going to be, well, it might be a faster lap, but again, there's more speed in it. Oh, it's on the limit of the track. Come on, Porsche. Come on, Porsche. It's not going to, yeah, that's not going to do it. Right, one more time around. This is it for the GT2. Now, patience through this first corner. Plenty of patience through here is required, and again on the brakes for this next turn. Now it's the exit, we've got to be careful. It's not even the curb that we hit, there's the kind of undulation in the road. If you just get the car dig in at the wrong point, you can see the tracks where things went wrong for the GT2. It was a little bit earlier on the brakes, but I can be much neater up that hill. It's a fraction faster, but only a fraction in all of that. Can we get a good final sector through the chicane? We go. It's a brilliantly composed car, this one, when you get everything right. It is a highly rewarding car to drive quickly. It's a little wiggle out of the final corner. The smallest of slides. Run to the line. It's quicker. Oh, it is quicker. It's the closest we've got to a 55-second lap so far. That was a good final. That was a very good final sector. The faintest of wiggles on the exit of the last corner, and I missed the apex by a tiny, tiny bit. But we still picked up the power nice and soon. There was some consistent laps in all of that from the Porsche, with the one major scare as we exited the first little complex. One major scare where things could have ended in a big crash, and we bumped the tyre bundles a little on the way up through the chicane. But oh, I like the Porsche. It's a nice car to drive. Well, as far as my theories go with it, the plans with it were, yeah, the traction was very, very good. Traction was great out of the corners. We could use the 900 horsepower very well, but equally, the rear engine perhaps not helping matters quite so much in some of the corners. Either way, it is going to be the fastest of our road legal track cars. It'll go into a second place. But we are still 0.8 of a second down on the Datsun. We're getting closer. We are getting closer with our cars. But yeah, the GT2 not quite able to. It's the quarter speed. It's not quite able to carry as much as the Datsun. It will make up some time, I think, with its acceleration, but it's yeah, not going to be enough. But I mean, beating the SRT Viper is good going. Beating the SRT Viper is indeed good going. As I said, there was probably a couple of tenths in that Viper's run, but we are a little bit further away from the Viper. So there we go. The Porsche is good, but not quite good enough. That'll be it for this video. However, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.